What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, December 15, 2020, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. I'm quite aware, ladies and gentlemen, I am quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays here in New York City as we prepare for a thunderstorm or nor'easter. I think that's supposed to be coming here tomorrow. I think we're supposed to be getting like a foot of snow. Man, we got to prepare for that. After this show, I might have to go to the supermarket and stock up. So I had to do that. So we're not going to be here long today on Transition Tuesdays. But again, I want to thank you all for joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Man, oh man, oh man. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, no guest today, but that's okay. We rocking with the group here, with our transition army. So, ladies and gentlemen, a COVID vaccine is here. A COVID vaccine is here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a vaccine. Again, it's not a cure. It's a preventive tool. Okay, it's not a cure, but a COVID vaccine is here. So, yesterday, the first vaccinations took place across the country. And a nurse here in New York City from Long Island Jewish Medical Center. And I happen to know that place very well because both of my daughters were born at Long Island Jewish Medical Center. Well, this nurse, as my man John Lee is watching us. What's going on, John? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. So, a nurse by the name of Sandra Lindsay. She was the first person in the United States to be vaccinated. Man, with the COVID-19 vaccine. Man, now, a couple of things I want to read about her, or I read about her, was she wanted to inspire people who look just like her. So, here's what happened. So, when officials at the Long Island Jewish Medical Center asked for staff of volunteers to be among the first to take the COVID vaccine, Miss Lindsay bravely raised her hand. Man. Now, because of skepticism about the vaccine, even among some of her own staff, Miss Lindsay, the director of critical care nursing, says she wanted to lead by example. And get this, she wanted to lead by example, particularly as a black woman who understands the legacy of unequal and racist medical treatment and experimentation of people of color. Okay, does that remind you of something of the experimentation of people of color? That should remind you, if you're not aware of it, the Tuskegee experiment. And for some of you millennials out there, maybe, the Tuskegee experiment was a 40-year-old clinical study to observe the natural history of untreated syphilis as a venereal disease in black men. Now, these black men were told they will be receiving free health care from the federal government when experimenting in this experiment. So again, that it was an experiment that went terribly wrong. So that was the experimentation of people of color. Now, and let me just see anybody else joining us. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, John. Good to see you too, sir. We got my cousin Zeta watching. What's going on, Zeta? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, with me reading that information for you, meaning like Miss Sandra Lindsay was the first person to take the vaccine, which is a great thing. So we got some history here. And also you got the history of the Tuskegee experiment that took place with black males 40 years ago. It was a 40-year experiment. 1932 to 1972. We got my man Tony Morales watching. What's going on, Tony? Welcome to Transition Tuesday, sir. Now, so with that being said, I'm asking you, my transition army. Now, will you, talking to you specifically, will you be joining this line to take the COVID vaccine? Will you be joining this line? And I want to reach out first to all my black and brown people first. All right. I'm asking you the question. Will you be on that line to take the vaccine, the COVID-19 or COVID vaccine? Will you be on that line? And if your answer is no, If your answer is no, why is this the case? Okay, I definitely like to know. We got my man Michael join. What's going on, Michael? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Yep. So that is the question I'm asking everybody. Based on the information that we have, okay, we got past information and we got present information. You know, here you had this young lady, Miss Lindsay, who was the first person in the U.S. to get the vaccine. And she stepped up. She raised her hand. She wanted to be that example for all black people out there, let you know it's safe. Okay? John Lee says, not in a rush, but yes, definitely. Okay, so John says not in a rush. So he definitely will be taking it. Okay, got you. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Everybody else, what do you think? Will you be taking the vaccine? Will you be in that line? Because again, it's going to be a pecking order for the vaccine. First, you're going to have frontline workers. You're going to have that. You're going to have elderly, the elderly in nursing homes, and then the elderly start with a certain age group. Then it's going to be trickling down. So Cousin Zeta says undecided. Undecided, what do you mean by that? Undecided, what's making you undecided, Zeta? Talk to me on that. Speak to me on that. Okay? So, but again, so it's a pecking order. So again, I'm asking the question, when your time comes, all right, when your time comes in that line, will you be taking this COVID-19 vaccination? We got Steven joining us. What's going on, Steven? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. We also got Richie D. Robert is joining us. What's going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Transition Tuesdays. So if you just joined us, the question is, we have this new COVID vaccine that came to America. We're taking it. People are taking this vaccine. Will you, when your time comes, will you be on that line? Will you be joining the line to receive the vaccine? That's what I want to know from my transition army. Zeta says she is undecided. My man John Lee says he's not in a hurry. I just want to make sure. John says really quick. I just want to make sure I'm being accurate. Not in a rush, but yes, definitely. And Zeta says because it came about too fast. Need more information for me. That's a good point. That's a very good point there, Zed. I'm gonna expand on that too. We got the Silver Fox, George Servey joining us. Hey, George, man, I'm glad you joined us, man. If you just joined us, and I know you have, we talked about the COVID vaccine, and I want to know if you're going to be online to take the vaccine, okay? Michael says he is getting it. All righty. Got you. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. So when your time comes, you're going to get the vaccine. And I want to expand a little bit what Zeta said, because we got to think about this. Now, this vaccine, you know, and I think that's why people might be skeptical on this vaccine, because a little skeptical, okay? Especially the black and brown community, a little skeptical because of what happened in the past. And think about this, because Zeta breaks up a good point. She talks about how fast this came about. This was less than a year in which we had a vaccine. Now think about this, just put it in context. You know, AIDS virus, there's no vaccine for that. No vaccine for cancer, no vaccine for the common cold. But 9 months, it only took us 9 months to get a COVID vaccine. Is that too quick? I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know. But great point there, Zeta. You know, great point. You know, need to get more information, and we're getting more information day by day. And again, what I'm hearing is, I know this is the first of, you have to get 2 rounds of shots. So I think the people who got the vaccine yesterday or today, you got to wait 28 days. And then you come for your second shot. So Zeta says, for me. What do you mean for you, Zeta? Just making sure. I just want to make sure. Oh, more information for you? Okay, so you need more information for you to get the actual shot. Okay, I got you. And like you mentioned, it's too fast. So you make a great point. You make a great point. So Georgia, man, you know, again, just joined us. Just want to know, will you be taking the shot? You know, like, you know, it's kind of a mixed bag, but, you know, I'm anxious to see what people out there are feeling on that. Yep. Zeta says, yep. For her, too fast. Okay, I got it now, Zeta. Okay, got you. For you, it's too fast. Got you. We probably have to have some more research on it. But again, I mean, they did the research. the FDA approved it. I know it was like 95%, this Pfizer one. The first one coming up was 95% effective. So, but again, it just kind of makes you wonder, came out less than a year. And I know, that's great for scientists. That's great for doctors. I mean, that's really great for it to come out, have that vaccine come out less than a year, but again, some people are skeptical out there, so quickly, so fast. And again, I always say this about the vaccine, but I'll share with me first before I talk about that. So what I plan on doing, I plan on waiting. I'm just going to continue doing what I have been doing, just practice social distancing, continue to wear the mask. And then when it's my time, I don't know when I am in the pecking order, because again, I'm not an essential worker. My life is essential, but I'm not an essential worker. I'm not in the medical field or what have you. So, and again, I don't have pre-existing conditions. So I don't know where I would be in the line. Maybe I might be number 10 million. I don't know. Who knows? But again, in the meantime, I'm going to continue to practice the social distancing and take the precautions like I have been doing. We got Greg joining. What's going on, Greg? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Great having you, sir. Welcome. So that's what I'm going to do in the meantime, and just wait and see what's going on with the whole process. And the great thing about this is the vaccinations will be televised. And, for some reassurance, I liked when President-elect, and I'm going to say he's President-elect now, officially. We're going to talk about that. But he talked about, getting the shot on camera. You had former President Obama, former President Clinton. I know you even had Fauci. My man, Dr. Fauci, says he is willing to, keep the people at bay, for him to go on camera to be televised with the shot. I like that idea. We want to see some visual footage of these people actually getting vaccinations. I know Pence is another person. They said he plans on getting the shot, I think by Friday or so. I'm not sure if number 45 is going to get it. Again, he had it before, but again, it might be a good safe bet to get the shot again. But if they all do this, I want to see it televised. I want to see if we got to make it a point for maybe celebrities. I'm not sure if I'm not all for them skipping the line, but if they got to get the shot first to show us, hey, look, it looks like it's safe. You got a world-class athlete, let's say like a LeBron James or something like that. Got the shot. That'll keep the general public at bay. Greg says at the end, just before the kids. Okay, gotcha. So you're saying, Greg, so you want kids to be vaccinated first before yourself? Is that what you're saying? Just making sure I'm just understanding. Okay, gotcha. But but it will be televised. And I think that's a very good idea. We got to do some PSAs. They got to do PSAs for it. I want to see people, just like I saw the black nurse who's the first one to get the vaccine yesterday here in New York City. All that was televised. So that way none is hid. We get a chance to see people coming out there in the forefront, and shout out to all those people, all those frontline workers, all those people who work in the medical profession. Shout out to them. Those are the true heroes. So, if this vaccine has to go to them first, I applaud that, because they're the people saving our lives. We just got to do our part. Those people who do not get the vaccines just yet, we got to do our part and continue to practice social distancing, the masking, the whole nine, because it seems like they are bogged down in those hospitals, by us not being, irresponsible, I'm going to say, by being irresponsible, and then, having those backlogs in the hospital. We can't do that. We got to be able to help them out, and that's how we can do that in the interim, And what I want to talk about too was, I've been hearing this word herd immunity a lot, to herd immunity. And by definition, what herd immunity is is when a significant portion of the population becomes immune to an infectious disease, limiting further disease spread. So what I'm hearing is 75% of the population has to be vaccinated for the U.S. to achieve herd immunity. So you talk about 75%. So what I'm assuming is when this is available, which it is, we have to get this shot. And 75% we need to get so we can get that herd immunity. So Michael says 30,000 people have already gotten the shot in trials. Okay, so okay. Thank you for that stat there, Michael. That's important. Okay, so 30,000 people have already gotten the shot in the trials. Now, Michael, quick question. Do you know, out of those 30 people, any complications from anybody? I mean, if it's no complication, that'd be a great sign. So if you have that information, we'd love to hear that. So, yeah, so I'm hearing about herd immunity. So if this is available, we got to, make it available, because if we don't do that, and if we don't get to the 75% for the herd immunity, kind of like this vaccine to be for naught. That's just something I'm hearing about too. And I'm also want to share with you a recent Gallup poll, especially about black and brown people. But a recent Gallup poll says 57% of black people say they will not take the vaccine. 57%. Those people are skeptical. Again, we got a pass in this, there has been a pass for black people and vaccines. So, that's the most recent Gallup poll. 57% of people say they will not take the vaccine. So we got to really look into that. We got my man Ron LeClario, one of the all-time greatest high school coaches here in New York City, Hall of Famer, joining us today. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, Ron, and everybody else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Ron, now that I got you, man, you just joining us. I've been asking everybody else, all the Transition family, Transition Army family. Now, the vaccine has been available. Will you be taking the vaccine when your time occurs? Will you be getting in that line for you to take the vaccine? Also, again, so if you're still there, George, I haven't heard from you, man. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the shot? What you got? So Michael says there are no serious side effects. Everyone gets achy for a day or two. Yep. Okay, good. Very, very similar to the flu. Like, I'll be in full disclosure. 2 weeks ago, I got the flu shot for the first time. I was maybe achy for like a day or two in my arm, but other than that, I've been good. So it might have those kind of side effects, like that, little aches and pains here and there. It's like, the myth that they say about the flu sometimes is, they inject you with the flu so you can fight it off. I've heard that before, but in my case, that didn't happen to me. So far, so good. Knock on wood. So far, so good. So that's a good thing. But that's a good thing, too. Thank you, Michael, for reporting that, man. Oh, man. No serious side effects. That is so important, especially when you have these trials. So, but here's my question really quick, and maybe somebody can help me out there. Maybe some medical professionals might be watching. Now, I know this is the first phase. It's by the Pfizer vaccine. So I know in back of this is going to be the Moderna. That's coming up. Now, here's my question, and again, I'm anxious to see if somebody might have the answer to this. So when you get a shot at first, can you mix and match? Meaning like, okay, maybe I got the Pfizer shot first, and then now the Minerva shot is now available. Can I get that shot? Can you mix and match? Is it the same type of vaccine? That's a question maybe we got to take a look at. We got my man John joining us. What's going on, John? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And John, since you're joining us new here, I ask you, since the vaccine is available here in the United States, will you be online to take that vaccine? We also got Brenda joining us from the D. What up, though? What up, cuz? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And again, Brenda, I ask you, it's like I've been asking everybody else in the Transition Army, okay? The vaccine is available. Will you be joining that line to get the vaccine, or are you going to hold off? Anxious to hear, Great responses by the Transition Army, what they're going to do and their strategies for it. So love to hear everybody's response on that. But again, for myself, for me, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, practicing the social distancing, wearing my mask, washing my hands in the meantime, and see how everything goes. Michael says, you need the same shot for both doses. Can't mix and match. Thank you, Michael, on that one. Appreciate that, my man. Appreciate that, man. Okay, so you can't mix and match like pizza. You can't have pepperonis and you can't have pepperonis on one side and anchovies on the other side. Okay, you can't mix and match. You got to get the same shot. Okay, for the doses. Perfect. Thank you so much, Michael, on that. Brenda says she's not sure yet. Brenda, why you not sure yet? Speak to me. Talk to me a little bit about that. Terry, welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Cookie, thank you. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And Cookie, you just joined us, so I'm going to ask you like I've been asking everybody else on here today. The vaccine is out. Will you be on that line to take the vaccine? And if not, if no is your answer, why is that the case? All right? We got Annette joining us from the D. What up, though? What up, cuz? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And then I'll ask you the same question like I've been asking everybody else. Okay, the vaccine is here. Will you be joining that line when it's your time to get the vaccine shot? And if no is your answer, why is that the case? So just send me a comment on that. So Brenda says, I want to see how it may affect others first and how effective it is. Okay, gotcha. Okay, all righty. Thank you, Brenda, on that one. Yep. I think a lot of in our black and brown communities, I think it's a wait and see approach. Like I mentioned to you guys, 57% of black people say they will not take the vaccine when it's available to them. 57%. That's alarming a number. It's a big number. So again, we also got to keep in mind, to get to that herd immunity, we have to have at least 75% of the population vaccinated so we can get to that herd immunity. And I know I was looking at 60 Minutes a couple of weeks ago, and I saw how the military, they're all set. They already got the targets in which where they're going to be delivering the vaccines and everything. But their biggest concern is no one taking the vaccine. So hopefully this young lady, Miss Lindsay, the nurse Lindsay there in Long Island Jewish, who was the first person to take it, her being a person of color, hopefully, this could be, show the black and brown community that it is safe and is effective because we have a nurse taking it from the front line. Annette said, Annette says no because I don't know what's in that. I got you. Well, we're going to talk about that first, Annette, okay? And Cookie Terry says, nope, not right away. I need to see what the side effects will be. There you go. Okay, all right. Two of my black queens out here, they're giving their opinions. They're going to hold off on it and see what goes on. Hey, we skeptical out here. We gotta see more results. Even on my man Michael, he talked about there was no side effects in the 30,000 that was tested so far. No side effects. So we'll see what the deal is. We shall see. Cool. All right. But it's very interesting. And again, it was a great day for science yesterday. Because again, now as a vaccine is available, oh man, it's getting. The numbers are staggering day by day in terms of the deaths. We're over 300,000 deaths already. We're averaging I think yesterday it was maybe 8,000 or 9,000 people came down with coronavirus. The numbers are climbing. They're higher now than they were when it initially started, which is in March and April, So we'll see. As Terry says, we shall see. Yep. We shall see. We definitely shall see. Man. But I just want to put that out to you guys, to the masses, Vaccine is here. Want to get your thoughts on it. And again, we just got to let the scientists do what they do. Hopefully it's pray for everybody who's taking the vaccine now. Just pray for those doctors who are administering this vaccine. We just don't want no funny stuff, no okie dokie stuff, going on. And again, it's not a cure. It's a preventive measure, it's not a cure. So again, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about it, how once those people who do receive the shots and they receive the second shots, that doesn't make, you now don't become reckless. And, I would imagine you're going to have to still continue practicing social distancing, masking up, washing your hands, even though you have received the shot. I think that's going to be important there too. So, we're going to see. And here's another question I have for everybody, and maybe somebody can answer this for me. So, when people do receive the shots or collective shots, so when they're done with their treatment, how will we know that people have been vaccinated? Like, are we going to get like a wristband? Are we going to get a lollipop or something like that? Or, I don't know, a pin letting us know that, we took the virus, we took the shot, we took the vaccine, because I think that I would like to know if I'm in like let's say, when we go back to normal and you go to arenas and stuff like that, I'd like to know the people who have gotten the vaccination. Again, how they're going to be identified. How's that going to work? Wristband, a pin, just to let us know. Maybe has that been talked about? I'm not sure, but I'm just curious about that. Those people who did receive the vaccinations, how will we know offhand? Terry says an immunization card will be given. Okay. Would that be just like how it is in school? All right. So immunization shots card will be given like that. Okay. How about if you don't have that card? How about a wristband? I don't know. And will we have to show it? And here's another question too. Now, for us who are waiting or is going to decide to wait, and Terry says this way you can present it. Okay. So immunization card. Okay. I got you. Good. Thank you, Terry, on that one. Thank you, Cookie. Thank you so much. So, what was I going to say? Yeah. So with that, so you have a card to show, present. Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. Yeah. We're going to see. Yeah. I personally would like a wristband or something like that. Cause I know when the NBA had their, when they had their bubble situation in Orlando, Florida, I think everybody had like a wristband that was scanned when you went through and said you're positive or negative. That might not be a bad idea. Instead of pulling out the immunization card, maybe have a wristband, if it lights up, or I don't know, if you have a certain color, that means that you were immunized, So maybe that might be a way to go. I don't know. People can lose. People can lose those cards, that you get. So that can happen. But we shall see. I guess this is the process that we got to take a look at and see, goes on with that. Annette says, or something like when you're taking your license, because anyone can use the card. Yeah, there you go. Okay, gotcha. So are you saying, Annette, like, maybe have something stamped on your license, then you know that, okay, you were immunized, maybe like on that card, I'm assuming, maybe something like that. That's a good idea too. That's a very good idea. Oh, and here's what I want to talk about. Now, here's my deal too. Do you think we'll ever get to a point in which it has to be mandatory that you have to get the vaccine, maybe to report back to work? It might be a process that might be like that, in which you have to take the vaccine to report back to work, or if you're doing other activities within the population, do you have to do it? We might have to do that. Terry says there might be an app too. Yep. Oh yeah, you know what, Terry, you make a good point, because I was watching 60 Minutes too. They were talking about it's supposed to be an app in which when people do get immunized, and then on their smartphone, like when they go into a sporting event and they connect to this app, and it'll have a picture of yourself and the background will be green, that means that you had the vaccine, that you took the vaccine. If it was red, that means you didn't take the vaccine. Then they'll go from there. Ned says they were talking about that on the news. Yep, cool. All right. Yeah. So we'll see. See, it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I'm just wondering down the line, are we going to be forced to take the vaccine so you can report back to work or be amongst the population? You know what I mean? That might be something to think about down the line. I hope that's not the case. We're forced to do it. Annette says about making it mandatory. Okay, that was in the news. Annette, you talked about that, about making it mandatory? Okay, gotcha. Yep. So it's interesting. It's interesting. And again, for us black and brown people, we got history in terms of this, and these experiments and stuff like that. But again, I want the immunizations need to be televised. Like the revolution will not be televised. No, the immunizations, the shots will be televised. I will feel better if I saw President Obama, stepping up to do that. Fauci getting the shot. All the people, higher ups or what have you. Celebrities, if it has to be celebrities, just to get the word out. I don't know. Doctors, like we saw this nurse. We saw black and brown doctors. Those people getting those shots on camera. I would feel more at ease to take it than if I didn't see that. That's just my opinion. I'm going to stick to that. All righty. Hey, so let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's transition quickly to politics. Really quick. So, here's the deal, guys. Yesterday, the Electoral College votes have been counted again. And again, I'm going to go over the final tallies of the Electoral College results. Biden checked in at 306 votes, while Trump checked in at 232 votes. So again, like before, Joe Biden is the president-elect. All right? Let's move on here, people. Let's move on, okay? Matter of fact, it is kind of ironic. Trump, when he beat Hillary Clinton, he had the amount of 306 votes, and he considered it a landslide during that time. So I'm wondering what number 5 talk about. Was it a landslide in reverse for Biden? Maybe, I don't know. And the great thing, well, not the great thing, but the factual thing is, this situation is over. There's nothing more to see here, okay? You had Mitch McConnell today on this Transition Tuesdays. He acknowledged today that Biden is the president-elect, and he also talked about how Kamala Harris is the vice president-elect. He has acknowledged that already. So it's time to move on. It's time for us to move on as a country, as a community, to move on. Because we got to live with each other out here, guys. Bottom line is this. So we got to move on with this. All right? So, Mitch McConnell, again, he's acknowledged it today that Biden is the president-elect and Harris is the vice president-elect, okay? Now, my question is, as Annette says, let's move forward. I'm with you on that, Annette. So my question is, will this outgoing president do the same thing? I think that's important here. And here's what I recommend for number 45 is this. I recommend, since McConnell has made the acknowledgement, I recommend that this president, number 45, if you're listening, or if you might have your people listening, it's because some people, I know you guys watch Transition Tuesdays every Tuesday. I know that. So I just want to give you a little bit of advice. I recommend that you have a press conference probably in the coming days, just to let the American public know that you're okay, that you acknowledge the fact that Joe Biden is the president-elect of the United States, and you should give him your blessings. I think that will be the good thing to do. I think that'll be a way of a president stepping up and showing, you're not a sore loser. You don't want that to be your legacy, number 45, of being a sore loser. So I recommend have a press conference, acknowledge the fact that Biden is the new president, and we move forward. That's what I recommend. So, final score, again, the numbers have been tallied. Final score, Biden 106, Trump 232. Okay, and once again, none has changed. Biden is your president-elect, and he will be in office on January 20th. All right, so let's move forward. Now, Brenda says, have some class for once. Leave the office with dignity. I agree. And Terry says, pray for 45. It is not in him. Well, yeah, you make a good point there, Terry. And again, this president, not for nothing, but I'm gonna say it, not for none. This president has had the opportunities within the moment to make a major difference. He has dropped the ball each and every time. This time, this will give you the opportunity to leave the office with dignity, like Brenda said, have the press conference, acknowledge the fact that this young man is now the president in the United States coming up in January. That way you do that, and that way you don't come off as a sore loser. You know, that's the way it is. That's what I say. That's what I think on that. But I appreciate the sentiments by everybody on that. But again, like Annette said, let's move forward. We got a lot of things to tackle. This COVID deal, we got the vaccine for that, so we're tackling stuff. We're moving forward. I recommend number 45 do the same thing as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able, I always say we, I'm not my, but if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. Yes, indeed. 1 second. As my theme music is playing in the background, I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for watching Transition Tuesdays. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate all your conversation in the thread here today. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you guys haven't already, you can always follow me on Instagram at rwilltransitions. That's spelled the letter R, WILL, the word transitions, TRANSITIONS, rwilltransitions. You can follow me on Instagram, on IG, as the young people say. And, you can do that. Also, I also put on my on past shows on my YouTube page, Transition Tuesday. So if you missed this show or past shows, just check it out there on our YouTube channel. Love to see you guys there. And you guys see that picture over there, right? See that picture right there? That is by my young daughter, my artist, Anissa. If you go to Facebook, if you haven't done it already, go to Art by Anissa. Anissa spelled ANISA, Art by Anissa. Pick up a piece. It goes great for Christmas. Great Christmas gifts. And she has new art. Okay, new art alert. She has more paintings and illustrations on there. Check it out. Art by Anissa. You will not be disappointed. You can get something like that. I got one. So again, you can get others. There's many so more that you can go get. You can do that. Annette says, thank you, cousin. Love you. I love you too, Annette. I love you too. Stay safe there in the D as well. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Be safe.